Vertrauen wich Zweifel, Hoffnung blindem Aberglauben. Wir waren verflucht.
Usually in the movie there's one guy who has to lose weight, and this one you all had to lose weight. Was that in a way also easier to
I think it was, yeah. There was, you know, you sort of feel like you're part of a unit and you're supporting each other through it.
So everyone had the same pain. So that was good, but inevitably when you get a group of guys doing anything, things become competitive, you know.
About who's going to lose the most weight and so on. And if anyone would sneak a piece of chocolate, we'd all know and, you know, pull them up on it. So I think it did help. I think it'd be much harder to do it in solitary.
I mean, it sounds bad to complain about because, you know, there are actual people starving around the world, and the men that we portrayed were starving. So the fact that we had to eat some, you know, bean sprouts and quinoa for a few months is not that big a deal. But at the last few weeks when we were on around 600 calories a day, there's something kind of method about it. You know, you feel kind of faint and, you know, translucent, and it really kind of leaves very little acting. You just kind of, you know, wake up, say your line, fall over. I mean, it was fine.
It's a real struggle just to not be cranky. Didn't want to be cranky all the time. We were pretty good at not being cranky, weren't we?
Well, we were. No, it was tough. No, it was, yeah.
Sehen Sie doch, wohin uns das geführt hat. Und womit haben wir Gott so sehr verärgert.
I expected that to be so much more difficult than it turned out to be, and they're so dedicated. I think that the fact that it's inspired by real events and that they were playing real people who had endured, you know, this kind of suffering and far, far more, that I think that they wanted to honor those characters, and they just approached it with so much integrity and professionalism and creative commitment. I'll never forget how much they gave of themselves.
Was ist?
When I first heard this story, it sounded too unreal to be true. So what was your first reaction when you read the book?
Well, before I read the book, I read a screenplay, and this script had been around for a while, but people had been, you know, reluctant to make the full commitment. I read the screenplay, and I thought it was a little too outrageous for fiction. Then when I found out it was based on a true story, I went, oh my God, this is a little bit like Apollo 13 or maybe Beautiful Mind, where the twists and turns in the story are so unexpected, but you can't deny them because they really happen. When I realized that about this movie, I thought, oh, this is unique.
I love that there was this epic seafaring adventure, huge scale, but it was a drama at the heart of it, you know, in amongst all this adrenaline-driven sort of action. It was about these human beings and this sort of horrific circumstances they face and their relationships and, you know, and their sort of survival and, you know, it just encapsulated a whole lot of themes, I think, and combined things that I thought would make a, you know, special story.
Mr. Chase, wir lichten Anker.
Fox setzen lassen, die Männer sind in den Rad. Mr. Lawrence ans Ruder. Mr. Joyce, Segel setzen.
How is it for you now? Are you able to sail a boat like this one, or?
Well, that's the thing about being the captain. I'm able to tell people to sail it. You know, we did all this sailing training.
We had the best of the best teaching us, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like Ron didn't like hold back with anything. We had like real sailors with us at all times, and a lot of the people sort of in the crew that you see on the ship are actual sailors, and they were wearing costume, and they were basically there to make sure we didn't look like idiots, really. And I think we had like 6 weeks worth of prep beforehand, so we knew we had time to get ready, and there was a lot to learn, but we were working every day with professionals, so I guess we were in good hands, and the hardest thing for me was learning all the names for all the sails. And
then throughout the film it was just constant updating that knowledge and learning how to navigate your way around a ship and tie ropes and row the whale boats and climb the mast and so on. And it was great. It was one of the most hands-on physical kind of films I've ever been a part of.
Steuerbord voraus zieht ein Sturm auf, Sir. Wir müssen sofort die Segel wegnehmen.
Jetzt noch nicht, Mr. Chase.
though I know all the different parts of the ship, the captain's job is really just to boss people around and get angry when they don't do it right. So if Hemsworth is there, I'll make him do it.
Wir weichen nicht aus.
What I actually didn't know was the importance of whale oil, which it had in those days. So what was the most fascinating thing you took from this movie? What did you learn? Something?
Well, I had the same experience. Was that when you think about it, you know, Nantucket, New Bedford, those towns were kind of the Saudi Arabia of their time. You know, the amount of money that went through there, and the importance of whale oil, like you said.
But you know, it was very important to realize that this wasn't just butchery. You know, it fueled towns, it fueled industries. You know, and kept people alive. So there was a means to an end with all this sort of whaling that went on. You know,
when you think about the importance of it, and also the intense sacrifice that was made for it, and also the intense brutality of how they obtained it. You think about, well, what are we doing today that's similar? You know, can we learn from the mistakes of the past and not repeat them in the future?